This video demonstrates installation of 11 kV heat shrinkable type cable terminations for 3-core XLPE cables. Let us look at the construction of the cable used for this demonstration. Aluminium stranded compacted circular conductors, extruded conductor screen, extruded XLPE insulation, extruded insulation screen, copper tape screen with phase identification tapes, inner sheath, steel armor, and outer sheath. Check the contents of the kit and match with the packing list provided in the kit. Typically, the kit comprises of the following components: anti-tracking tubes, heat shrinkable breakout boots, stress control tubings, lug sealing tubes, rain sheds for outdoor terminations, lugs, cleaning solvent pouches, worm drive clips, aluminium oxide tapes, copper binding wire, silicone grease, tinned copper braid, nylon strings, stress control mastic, sealing mastics, black sealing mastics, PVC insulating tape. Read the instruction manual provided in the kit thoroughly before starting the installation. For indoor terminations, check the vertical height available in the termination cubicle. Refer the instruction sheet, check the length of the lug barrel, and then determine the stripping dimensions. Measure and make 2 markings on the outer sheath, one for cutting the armor and second one for cutting the outer sheath and folding back the armor. Using a hacksaw, cut the outer sheath and the armor. Take care not to damage the inner sheath of the cable. Strip the outer sheath using a knife, keeping it in slanting position to prevent damage of underlying surface. Alternatively, special tools or hook knife may be used for the same purpose. Remove the armor by bending it back and forth at the cut position. Remove the outer sheath to expose the armor. Then fold back the armor onto the outer sheath. Gently tap with a mallet at the fold position to have a tight folding of the armor. Mark the cutting position for the inner sheath. Alternatively, use 1/2 inch PVC tape for the marking. Remove the inner sheath layers by unwinding it. For cables having extruded inner sheath, you would need to cut it with a knife in a slanting position to prevent any damage to the underlying surfaces. Remove the fillers one by one. Take care not to damage the copper screen below. Keep the knife position facing outwards so that the copper screen does not get damaged. Measure and mark the position for the copper screen removal on the copper screen with PVC tape according to the dimensions mentioned in the instruction sheet. Remove the copper screen carefully. Ensure to get a straight cut edge of the copper tape screen. Repeat the process for the other cores. Ensure to remove and trim off any projecting edges of the copper screen. Measure and mark the position for semiconducting screen removal. Apply some silicone grease onto the core for smooth operation of the tool. Use a good stripping tool for removal of the semiconducting layer. Make sure that we do not get any sharp cuts or nicks on the insulation while removing the semiconducting layer of the cable. Alternately, a glass piece or a scraper can be used for removing the semiconducting layer. Mark the insulation cutting position at lug barrel length plus 10 mm. Make a notch with the knife on the marking on the XLPE insulation. Use a nylon string to cut off the insulation. Take care not to damage the conductor while removing the insulation. Use a knife with grease at the tip to remove longitudinal XLPE insulation. Alternatively, stripping tools may also be used to strip the insulation layer. If glass piece or scraper is used for removing the semiconducting layer, smoothen the XLPE insulation surface using aluminium oxide tape provided in the kit. This step may be avoided if the surface is smooth, like in case of using a stripping tool. Also abrade approximately 100 mm of the outer sheath from the outer edge of the armor. Use the copper wire to provide a connection between copper tape screen and armor for each of the cores. Do not over tighten the copper wire on the copper screen to avoid any damages during the operation of the termination. Make a small loop to allow flexibility of the cores. Stretch the end of the tinned copper braid to make it wider and place it over the copper wire and over the armor. Fasten the braid using the worm drive clip, ensuring a good connection. After tightening, gently tap on the worm drive clip using a mallet to get proper tightness. Apply a few layers of the mastic tape on the earth continuity connection to remove any sharp edges and provide good sealing. File off any sharp edges at the conductor cut end and apply a few turns of PVC tape at the edge. This will prevent any scratches while inserting the breakout. Slide the 3-finger breakout onto the cable crutch area. Ensure that it is fully inserted till the end such that it covers the applied sealing mastic. Shrink the breakout starting from the center and moving on to the base and then to the fingers. Measure and mark the position for application of stress grading mastic. Apply the stress grading mastic on the semiconducting cutback region, starting from the semiconducting layer onto the XLPE insulation. Maintain the dimensions according to the instruction manual. Measure and mark the landing position of the stress control tubes. Insert the tubes and place it in the position. Shrink the tubes starting from the center. Remove the PVC insulation tape applied at the edge of the conductor cutback. The lugs may be pre-filled with the paste. Do not remove or clean the pre-filled paste during the installation. Clean the conductor surface using a wire brush and immediately insert the lug. For aluminium conductors, apply corrosion inhibiting paste on the conductor before crimping. Crimp the lugs using a good crimping tool and matching die sets. Start the crimping from top and proceed downwards, keeping 3 to 5 mm gap between the crimps. After crimping the lugs, file off any sharp burrs or edges using a half round file. Clean the lug with cleaning solvent and tissue provided in the kit. Clean the insulation with a fresh tissue and solvent. Apply red sealing mastic to fill the gap between lugs and the insulation and overlapping the insulation as well as the lug barrel. Apply a thin layer of silicone grease on the exposed insulation surface. Insert the anti-tracking tubes into the cores. Ensure that the tubes overlap with the breakout fingers and the lug barrel. Shrink the anti-tracking tubes starting from the center using soft wide flame. Keep the flame moving around the tubes for uniform shrinking and to avoid any scorching of the tubes. Ensure the tubes are shrunk completely without any air voids. For outdoor terminations, position the rain shades at specified location and shrink. The installation is now complete.